Hey, what's up, guys? Chris with Teacher Media, and I'm here with Sean Malloy. We're back. We're going to do another movie review. This is, what are we talking about here? We're going to do a review on the newly released Cult of Chucky. What's up, Sean?
What's going on, Chris?
Partying on, Wayne.
Party on, Chris.
I'm just, we love it when we catch you picking it. That's why I switched the camera too. But I just finished watching the Cult of Chucky, man, and I didn't believe you. I was like, man, there's no way this is out yet. And then you were right. It was right there on Netflix, waiting for me to fire it up. Right?
Yeah, every once in a while, guys, you'll be browsing through Netflix. They got a lot of stuff, and every once in a while, you'll come across something that you were completely oblivious to it coming out, or it just being released on Netflix, and you're like, whoa! And this was one of those things where, out of nowhere, Cult of Chucky. And I'm a big fan of the Child's Play. I know Chris is a big fan of Child's Play. We've talked about the series a lot over the years. But Chris, let's hear some initial reactions to this.
So when I first saw the Cult of Chucky, it was last night. I knocked it all out last night, and I gotta say,
me too.
I was I was underwhelmed. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to rate it. I'll get to the rating part of it a little later. But I liked the movie. I did. Overall, I liked it. I think I talked about this with you a little bit on the phone. I said the new mythology or Chucky's new power. Now, spoilers, guys. We're going to get into some spoilers, okay? So just going to be fair warning.
Go ahead and cut it now if you don't want to hear that ruin this movie.
I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but I gotta talk about what I want to talk about. So if you haven't seen the Cult of Chucky yet, pause this stuff, put us on pause, like have me like this. And then we'll watch the Cult of Chucky, and then come back and hear what we got to say. So you've been warned. So okay, so it's fair warning. All right, now here we go. So if you're still watching after this, you haven't watched the movie. It's all your fucking fault. Now, I like the fact that that Chucky has a new power in this. I love that what he was able to do as far as multiplying himself, and I really dug, and I got a kick out of that. I felt like it was that they figured out a way to move it along. So that part of it I was digging. What I'll get to the stuff that I liked about it. I love this new power. I love the fact that you opened my eyes. I didn't even look at the IMDb page. I didn't know that this whole time that was the actor who plays Chucky, that was his real life daughter, the girl in the wheelchair. If you can look up her name for me real fast. I don't pull up the on the sidebar. I guess we can pull up the names of these actors and whatnot. I guess I'll get one of those up in a minute. Cult of Chucky, and look at the cast. But let's see what her name is.
Let's make it real simple for those of you listening out there. The guy who's been playing Chucky for 20 years, yeah, his daughter is now the main. His real life daughter is now the character in this, and Andy. For those of you who remember the original Chucky and Child's Play and Child's Play 2, the little boy is in this. Of course, he's our age. He's me and Chris's age now. And I didn't know it when I started watching it that he was in this or she was in this. But immediately when I saw his face, I had to pause the movie and Google it because I was like, that actually looks like Andy. And I about blew my load when I realized, shit, they brought back the original actor. That is awesome. I love that shit.
You thought that you were thinking to yourself, whoever this guy is,
he looks just like Andy. Right here, right around the eyes, I saw it, and I was like, that looks like the kid Andy, the original kid.
He's like, no way, this can't be Andy.
I think that they changed him for the third one, the ROTC one, the Child's Play 3, but the first dude.
I think so. But I was looking on YouTube a minute ago, right before we started airing, and they showed a side by side picture. They showed the old Andy, then the guy from part 3, was it part 2 or part 3, and then the him as a child with the buzz cut and everything. Now for part 3, it looked like him, but I know that was a different actor.
Yeah, of course they're gonna do a good job of trying to find somebody. He probably was so burned out on it. He's like, nope.
Or maybe he just wanted to focus on school at that time. I mean,
he was in that age. I'm sure he was in that age.
He was in the age, but I think that if I'm not mistaken, the reason why they had to go with another Andy or another actor to play Andy was because part 3 came out a few years after part 2, and he probably would have still been too young to be an 18-year-old going into.
That's possible. That is possible.
That's what it was. If I'm not, I got to check out the years that these movies came out. But what's like overall, like get some positive What are the things you liked about Cult of Chucky?
All right. So first, not in relevance, but first, right out the bat, I like the fact that they kind of went back to the root of let's use conventional special effects for the most part, and let's make the doll a doll. The last one, it was like a mixture. You would see some conventional special effects, but a lot of CGI facial expressions, and they just changed the. And I'm not trying to say anything bad about the story, but you could tell his look had been, I guess, modernized, or I don't know what the word. They make it grittier looking. He make him look a little scarier. But this one,
healthier. He was like plump.
Yeah, this one, it really did. I mean, you could tell he looks still a little bit different than the original Chucky doll. But I really like that conventional special effects where it is still a doll animatronic for most of the movie, almost all of the movie, and it's really good looking. And I like it when they can do conventional special effects that still look really good. I do, like Chris said, he has a new ability, and it's a new ability is kind of a stretch. I would say his abilities have been extended. Now he can put, like, because his whole power originated from him being able to possess,
or just his consciousness can copy it and put it in.
Right now, yeah, because the original one is he transferred himself into the body of a doll, and his goal was to transfer his personality into a human body. But now, not only can he do that whenever he wants, but he can have multiples at the same time, which runs into one of my favorite scenes in this movie, where you get to see Chucky talking to the other Chuckies, and they have some of the weirdest fucked up conversations in this movie, and you kind of get to see a little different personality aspect of Charles Lee Ray, that he doesn't talk to other people like that. He almost, Chris will know what I'm talking about. I liked it. Like
that part of the movie was awesome. The I think what he said was that he looked up Voodoo for Dummies.
Yeah, voodooForDummies.com.
What he already learned, and he tweaked it himself to be able to do that duplicating thing. And it explains so much, because the one thing I loved about the movie was the fact that I was so lost and confused. I was like, wait a second, how is Andy?
Why is there more than one?
Yeah, how is he talking to Chucky, and Chucky's out there doing this and that? And then and I was like, okay, let me just calm down, because obviously all is gonna be explained, in the end. And I was not upset with that new ability. So I think it works, like, moving forward, especially the way it totally ended. Because didn't he, if I'm not mistaken, on the Cult of Chucky, didn't he win, and didn't he, like, put himself into the body of the little girl?
I don't remember the ending of the last one. I saw it when it first came out, and I just don't remember how it ended.
Either. I want to say yes, because even in this movie, he mentioned, being in a little girl's body sucked, because, when he tried to kill people, you could get hurt easily because she was so weak. Versus being in a doll, you could hardly, I guess he can hardly feel it, I guess. Or maybe he's gotten better at not feeling that much pain, unless you're really tearing Chucky up.
Yeah, because there's scenes where he's being tortured in this one, and he's intentionally not doing anything,
not moving and not talking. I'm thinking that Charles Lee Ray has, like, mastered being in that doll's body. Like, he can, like, if he wants his arm, like, he could take his arm off.
He took his arm off.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, if he wants to doll up and whatnot, like, he can do, like, whatever part. Like, I want my arm to be doll, and the rest of me to be okay. And when they're, like, messing with that part of the body, taking that arm off, he won't scream because he dolled up. I'm thinking that's probably another ability that he's probably got now that he's been Chucky for so long. I'm thinking that it would explain a lot, like, why they were able to, like, get his batteries out and open his back, and he doesn't go like that.
There are some good torture scenes with Chucky in this one, where Andy, again, the original kid, is in this movie, and he has in his possession, I guess, the original doll. The head,
the doll that came to kill him at the end of the Curse of Chucky.
Yes,
see the scene.
I do.
Gotta go back and watch it.
I will rewatch it. He has the head, and it talks to him. He has it like locked up in this little case thing, and every once in a while he sits there. I guess he doesn't really have much of a life anymore, and it kind of leads you to believe that his life has been pretty much fucked up from this. He can't date, and as soon as his date finds out who he is, poop, they're gone. Yeah, his date. You Googled me, didn't you? Fucking internet.
Exactly. I remember sitting here when I was watching the movie, and I was thinking, "Oh, dude," I was literally talking to Andy. I was like, "Oh, Andy, like, look at me, bro. Look, prostitutes, bro. Your whole life now is
socialized
prostitutes. You cannot date. You're done. Like, just put the money on the table, get what you need to get.
You get Charlie Sheen that shit. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Like, dude, like if I went through that and that was on the internet and it's ruining my life, I was like, what? Change your name and try to
why didn't Andy change his name at least?
Exactly.
That was a good question.
It doesn't make any sense. I would be Bill Gregory, from Massachusetts. I absolutely did not look like that guy who, babysitter was murdered, teacher was murdered, like 30. What do you say? 30.
And at least 38 others that we know of.
And Chucky's head is in the closet, just laughing and said, "I killed a lot more."
he gets high with Chucky's head. He's sitting there smoking a joint, and some of the conversations are almost kind of casual between Andy and Chucky. They're just sitting there bullshitting, and I did love one of the conversations where he was like, Andy. And I love the way he talks. He's like, "Andy, have you ever wondered if maybe you really are just crazy?" And then I'm not.
That part of it made me like, oh God, what if?
What if Chucky really was a figment of his imagination? I was confused for a minute. I was like, oh fuck, yeah.
Well, not really. You know what? Not a fig. I wasn't thinking like a figment of his imagination.
Like it was in his head.
He's gotten crazy ever since he got that head. And he's been talking to it, and the whole time Chucky was really out there doing his thing. And
he just thought the head was alive.
He thought that, and he just was when he just talking to his to a head or whatever. But I didn't know. I feel like that was a possibility, and I kind of wanted to see if that was going to happen. But that would have been cool.
Well, they ran the scene simultaneous where it's jumping back and forth between Andy and the hospital. Andy's in his house. The stuff's going on with the hospital. So there's Chucky's moving around the hospital, and then he's talking to the severed heads in the apartment. So you're like, maybe he really is crazy, and the head really
he's already in the hospital, and he's just thinking of all this extra stuff while he's killing these people. I don't know. That part of it blew me away, and I felt like this movie could have gone in such a weird psychedelics direction, but it touched on it a little bit and it kind of got away from it, and then it drove to the things that I did not like about it. Like the stuff that I did not like about it was I just felt like the whole setup and the plot of the horror scene. You got the mental hospital and whatnot. That's been done to death. Some of the patients were okay, some of them weren't. I didn't like the woman that was in everybody's face. What was her name? She was trying the girl who got beheaded. Trying to make everybody real.
Yeah. She had a good death. She had a good death though.
She had the best death. The woman I did love was the woman who thought she was a ghost. Like, I died. Yeah. She was freaking me out for a while.
She convinces you. Yeah, there's a crazy old woman, of course, in the insane asylum who your introduction to her is her standing in front of everybody and talking to one of the main characters, saying they can't hear me because I'm dead, but you can see me, And then right when it gets really serious, this dude just pokes out of nowhere. We can fucking see you. Yeah, just like out of nowhere, and they're like, "Oh shit, the bitch is just crazy."
His cool guy personality, because he was a schizophrenic, right? He had multiple personalities.
I didn't pick up on that right away.
I didn't either, and then I realized that what he really was, and I was like, okay, his personality that was a part of the Chucky cult, I didn't like the personality of him that was cool. I did like because he was so nonsense. He's like, why don't we just fucking kill both of these dolls? There's two dolls in the situation. Like he was the one guy just talking. Like
the voice of reason.
Yes.
The insane guy with the voice of reason. Nobody listens to him.
That might mean that he's a great actor, because I didn't like the way he acted out the rest of the movie. But when he played that common sense guy, I loved him as a character. His character was perfect to me. But then when he started switching it up and everything, I just felt like the acting I don't know, the cast, the whole dynamic with the cast and whatnot. It felt like it was better on the Curse of Chucky. I loved it, like they're bringing it back to a haunted house kind of a feeling. That's what I liked about the last movie. This one, I didn't like the whole haunted insane asylum thing. I feel like I don't know why. I'd rather a haunted house than a haunted insane asylum. I don't know. There's just too many scary things together. You might as well have a haunted house with the T-Rex inside of it. I mean, it's just both of them are already scary by themselves. You put them together, I just felt like it was. I don't know. I feel like it was overkill. So that's the thing that kind of threw me off. What about you? Was there anything that you didn't like?
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that it initially really reeked of a B movie. The way the cheesy music and people out there would be like, "Oh, they're all B movies." Yeah, but you go back and watch Child's Play now, even now, and it doesn't reek of a B movie.
It's not as campy.
Yeah, that's the better word. It's not as campy. Everything is of a higher, more serious. Yeah, higher quality. The crappy music, more sinister. But I do like the direction that they're going with this. This almost felt like I'm more excited to see what they're going to do next.
Exactly. It felt like a pivot point where the last one, Curse. I'll keep going back to the Curse because I feel like they did a lot of things right on the Curse, but maybe they stalled out because it was still a lot of unanswered questions, and maybe that's what this was supposed to be about. Okay, like why is he doing all this? Why is he mailing himself all over the place? And how is she, the girlfriend in the body, still? How is she still alive? And and it made sense. And at the end of the cult, it made a lot of sense, obviously, because the doll, her doll, was still alive. So she's still in that doll, and she put her obviously she put her consciousness. She must have went back, and I can't remember what happened to the actress, but she must have went back, found that actress that's supposed to be her playing herself, and then possessed the actress. So now you got the actress who is now she got her body back because since she looks like the actress so much, she went back, found her, possessed her, got her body back, and she's possessed the doll at the same time. So that was a cool thing because it's like now we got Chucky in his new body and his daughter's body. Spoilers, guys, we told you. And it's like, where is this gonna go? So and Chucky kind of hinted to it. You don't know how many dolls I'm in and where I am. And that was the part that I was like, this needs to go into either the big screen or it's going to go to a series, and that's what we're going to talk about later on. And I got a whole bunch of thoughts and speculations on that. So we'll do a rumors and specs on that topic. What do you think? What do you think is going to be next for Chucky, as far as like a sequel to this movie? Not just as like what we talked about, what we're going to talk about, but what do you think they should do next if you were doing it?
If I was going to be doing the movie, I agree that I don't like the setting of the last one. I hate to use the word road pick, but it's almost like, why fix it in one location? Maybe I mean, she's, Chucky's in the body of the woman now, and they're on the road in the car. Mm-hmm. Let's take it to multiple locations. As far as the plot, it's so hard to say, man. I mean, because the way they left it. Obviously, I want to find out what his plan is with this girl's body. Does he plan on staying in the body? Is he going to stay in the doll? What's his end game? What's his goal? That's really what it boils down to. What's Chucky's goal? Because with a mind like that, what does he really want? Does he just want to kill everybody? Is that his ultimate goal?
Is he planning world domination? Like, what is he? Yeah,
President Chucky. I mean, really, what does he want? That's what I want to know. What is his goal?
Would that be the name of the movie? The Goal of Chucky.
Yeah, the Goal of Chucky.
In game or something like that. Is it time to cross Chucky over with another character? Does Ash make an appearance?
Now that would be something.
Kind
of like the Marvel the universe, yeah.
They wanted Ash to be in the second one, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. That didn't happen. I would just say, like, forget Freddy and Jason, Ash and Chucky. That would be what I do. That's how I would do it.
I think their personalities would complement each other really well, and it
would be hilarious.
I think that the best part of this movie are those little weird conversations. The kills are good too, obviously, if it's a Chucky movie, but it's like watching a Tarantino movie. You go see the Tarantino, and I'm not even comparing the quality. Don't crucify me, guys. I'm just saying this movie I watched, I liked because of these little weird conversations that Chucky has with the characters when he's not trying to kill them. Like when he has, and you'll see what I'm talking about, guys. When he talks to the crazy lady who thinks she's dead, and she's like, "Oh, I won't hurt you," and he's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And I'm not going to spoil any more of the conversation, but conversation piece with a psycho killer doll, great in this movie.
I guess my favorite line would be, and not to give away too much, but I'll just give a line. It was something, and I'm paraphrasing. It was something on the lines like geez, and they say I'm the psycho,
the doctor. Yeah,
I don't know whether to kill this guy
or take
notes. That was one of my favorite lines. I think that it was, but when the multiple Chucky started to happen, I noticed that they kept throwing back to all his past kills, like with a ruler, I've done this, and they were just, it was a lot of throwing back to the original 3 movies that or at least the first 2. They did that a lot. They did a lot of callbacks to that, and it was kind of interesting. It seems like we're ignoring everything that happened after part 2 and everything after 2 and before Cult. It's kind of like that's getting retconned and getting out of there.
Yeah, we do get to see his girlfriend's doll. I did really like when they were arguing over who gets to kill Andy, and they there's like 3 dolls arguing, and I got it really bad today. No, I got it really bad, and he's like, "Look at my hair." One of them had his
hair, dude,
and they both look at each other like, "Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Go get him."
What's the call back to part 3?
Yeah, poor Chucky had his head shaved kind of by Andy,
so he could one of those dolls. Yes, I remember that. And he kept that damn doll. That was, you know what? It's going to be one of those movies where I'm going to have to watch it again and like really appreciate the little throwbacks in there. So overall, I guess it's rating time. What out of 5? How many Chucky stabs out of 5 would you give it?
I'll give you 2 versions of that. One as a movie, just as a movie in general, I'll give it out of 5.
5.
I give it a 3.5.
3.5 stabs out of 5.
Yeah.
And what's the other thing you're judging it
as
on?
a Chucky movie, out of 5, honestly, I'd say a 4, maybe.
As a movie, 3.5.
Yeah, I mean it's a killer doll movie, Yeah, but as a Chucky movie, it was better. It was one of the better sequels. I'll tell you that. I mean, I'll say that, guys. If you liked the Child's Play movies, you're going to like this movie. That's just my opinion. I think if you like Chucky, you will like this Chucky.
I think I agree with you on that. As a horror movie, as a movie overall, probably I would, because it's just the some of the cast I didn't like, so it kind of pulled me out of it. The direction I liked. Overall, I'm gonna go 2 out of 5. I didn't like all that much because I love Curse so much. But I know what this is. Maybe I'm gonna go to 3, but but you know what? I'm gonna stick with my first choice, 2 out of 5, because I love the direction that they're going. I know what they're trying to do. I have a feeling what they're trying to do, or I hope. But they set it up so great with the Curse that I judged it too much based on what I loved about the Curse of Chucky. But I'm glad that it's like almost like the Fast and the Furious. Is as if all that Tokyo Drift time it was killing the franchise, and now we inserted The Rock into it. I guess with his daughter, with Fiona Dorff's appearance. Now she's like The Rock. Now she's trying to bring some new life into this new direction of the franchise, and I appreciate where it's going. So I'm gonna say 2 out of 5 for Chucky movie. I'm right there with you. I'm gonna rank it as. I like Child Play 1, 2. That's the order. That's the top 2. That's my top 5 would be part 1, part 2, and then it used to be part 3. Now it's part 1, part 2, Curse, and now this, and then part 3, and then those other ones that I don't want to pretend like they exist. The Bride of Chucky and
the Seed of Chucky.
In that order.
I will leave with this. You need to see the other movies, at least the first 2 or 3, to even remotely care about this movie. Otherwise, if you have never seen a Child's Play movie and you watch this, you are going to hate this movie.
Right. It's they're like I said earlier, they're kind of retconning or rewriting the history of what happened. It seems that they're totally erasing the seed of Chucky out of it because they don't even reference the fact that they had a kid anymore. So that seems to be out of the picture. So they obviously they're keeping the girlfriend in there because she's funny as hell. She's just as crazy.
They
as
even said, "You look just like Jennifer Tilly." It's like I get that all the time.
I get that all the time. And how hot is she? And she still got it. I don't care who you. I love her. She's still hot. And I've always liked her. I liked her voice. She's just got that cute voice, that little chipmunk voice of hers. But she can play a psycho. So yeah, I love the fact that I hope they never even reference the seed again. I'll be happy.
The seed of Chucky.
And I'll forgive the bride of Chucky a little bit more as long as we just totally forget the seed of Chucky. I like the direction it's going. So that's it. I guess that's our review on it, our spoiler talk about it. I loved it. Sean, you obviously loved it overall. You guys just let us know what you guys think. Well, Sean, I mean, it's been a while. I know you're kind of rusty, but close it out.
Yeah, guys. If you have an idea, you want to pitch it to us. I know we've been slacking, but we're, as we always say, our schedules are crazy. We're trying to get more of these reviews in. We love these movies, but if you have anything in particular, a movie that maybe you and only you out of your entire group of friends have watched and love, and nobody has seen it, and you want us to give your opinion on it, man, put it in the box down below. Let us know. Questions, fire. Meantime, keep watching the movies, playing the games, killing the nudes.
Cut it right